Hello, and welcome to the next edition of Wesley's Wednesday Challenge. I hope you're enjoying your summer break so far. During the summer, there seem to be lots of sports events going on, and it got us thinking about health and fitness in John Wesley's day. What does it mean to you to be healthy? What do you do to try and stay well? Perhaps eating fruit and vegetables, drinking water and avoiding too many treats. What about exercise? Exercise can include lots of things: swimming, running, playing games, skating and yoga. Feeling well also relates to our mental health and recognising if we might be feeling sad or happy. But what does John Wesley, who was born 319 years ago and who is most well known for being one of the founders of the Methodist Church, have to do with health and fitness? In the 18th century, the century John Wesley lived in, medicine and healthcare were not free. Many people simply couldn't afford medicine. On top of that, many doctors were untrustworthy. This is our cartoon from the 18th century, which shows a doctor visiting one of his patients. This is the patient. Do you think he looks well? The doctor seems to think so. In the speech bubble, he's saying, "You look this morning the picture of health." On the windowsill, we see lots of bottles lined up. These are all the different medicines the doctor would have prescribed. But as the man is still unwell, it's unlikely any of them worked, even though the patient would have paid for them all. Finally, let's look at the doctor. He is holding a walking cane with a gold top. This would have been very expensive. What this cartoon is telling us is that some doctors couldn't be trusted, and in some cases gave medicines that didn't help just to make money. Because of these problems, John Wesley and other Methodists tried to help people with healthcare. This is the Foundry Chapel. It was converted to a Methodist chapel in 1739, and as well as being a chapel, it was a school, provided accommodation for ministers, and was a dispensary. And a dispensary is a place that gives out medicine and support with health. John Wesley believed to be truly healthy meant you were spiritually healthy in a religious sense, as well as physically healthy. This meant for him it made sense to offer people advice and support on spiritual matters as well as health. So what did John Wesley advise about staying healthy? One exercise he thought was good was walking. It's a painting of him walking in the middle with two other Methodist ministers. He also wrote about walking. Walking is the best exercise for those who are able to bear it, horse riding for those who are not. The open air, whenever the weather is fair, contributes much to the benefit of exercise. We know Wesley would have done a lot of horse riding too, as it was the main form of transport at the time. But what if you were unable to do this? Believe it or not, this is an 18th century exercise machine. You're supposed to sit on the top and push yourself up and down. It's called a chamber horse because it's supposed to mimic riding a horse. We know John Wesley had one at the City Road house because he wrote to his sister advising her to use for 30 minutes a day if she couldn't get out to walk. Wesley also provided guidance on what to eat and drink. This is a teapot from our collection. It is supposedly a gift to John Wesley from Josiah Wedgwood, who was a very famous pottery maker and designer in his day. But never mind a strong cup of tea. Wesley had strong views about drinking tea at all. This is a pamphlet, which is a bit like a leaflet, and it explains why he didn't think tea was good for you. It seems as a young man he regularly got shaky hands after drinking tea, even when he weakened it with extra water. He spoke to others and heard they had similar problems. Tea was also very expensive, so Wesley might have felt it was a waste of people's money to buy it. They could have used the money to help those in need. He thought people should drink herbal tea. So what kind of medical advice did early Methodists offer other people? One way we found out more about this is from a book John Wesley put together called Primitive Physic. It's probably his most famous work about health and medicine. The book, first published in 1747, ran to 23 editions in Wesley's lifetime. It was hugely popular. In the book, Wesley lists lots of different illnesses and the cures that people can make for themselves from readily available ingredients like herbs, flowers and vegetables. Let's look at some of the things recommended in it. Some people in the 18th century, including John Wesley, thought electricity could be used as a medicine. Wesley had his own electrical machine that looked like this. It produced a static charge, like the one you get from rubbing a balloon on your hair. And Wesley used this electric charge to give people small electric shocks for medicinal purposes. He also used it on himself. It reportedly helped with headaches, bruises, toothache, and many more things too. Crushed snails feature in the book as a cure for gout, which was swelling and pain in your joints. The advice was to crush the snails and then apply them to the sore area and cover with a plaster. I don't fancy that. Sage, a herb used in cooking, was recommended for stomach aches. And lavender also featured and could help with things like sore throats and headaches. As silly as some of these medicines might sound now, a lot of our modern day medicines do in fact come from plants in nature. Do you have a garden or a park nearby, or even some vegetables in your fridge? Perhaps you can find out the names of some plants and vegetables and try to research if they've ever been used in medicines in the past. Or use your imagination to invent your own medicines inspired by plants, herbs and flowers. You can create anything, it's just for fun. What will your imaginary medicine help to heal? Thank you for joining us. There will be another Wesley's Wednesday challenge later in the month.